All right, gang, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but while you weren't looking, leftist liberals have been busy trying to take over yet another cultural industry, and that industry is book publishing. That's right. Now, liberal globalists want to monopolize and control what books you have access to read. Now, the good news is that my guest today is on the front lines of all this, and she's going to show you today precisely what we all can do to effectively fight back against all of this nonsense. So Joanna Hunt Boyer is here with us again. Joanna's a New York Times bestselling ghostwriter, author, and celebrity book strategist, and she's the owner of an awesome conservative publishing house called Silversmith Press for both emerging and established patriot authors. And right in line with that, Joanna's the founder of Publish and Go. It's a 12-week book writing system that all of you prospective authors out there have been waiting for. And the best part is that Joanna is going to be having a live webinar, absolutely free, on Thursday, October 13th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark your calendars, which you can reserve a seat for by clicking on the link below. I'll be there. And I'm sure many of you, and we're all going to come together and learn how to publish our own books in literally weeks. Okay, that's what makes Joanna's system so wonderful. We're not talking months or years, weeks with Joanna's step-by-step program. So, Joanna, welcome back. It's great to chat with you again.
Thank you so much, Dr. Turley. And yes, I am so excited to be speaking with your audience and working with your audience because it's near and dear to my heart to advance the conservative movement, just like you are. And of course, this news that in the publishing world today of Penguin Random House buying out Simon & Schuster, which for those who don't know, they're part of the big five. So essentially 5 major publishers control 80% of the publishing market, which is massive. I have worked with these companies. I'm listed as a Simon & Schuster author, though I don't really work with them much anymore, just because we've shifted gears. But if Penguin actually acquires Simon & Schuster, they will control 50% of the U.S. publishing market.
That's crazy. That's nuts. I mean, that's as monopolistic as you can get. 50%. Well, I mean, I guess they can control the other 50%, but given at least some competition, that's crazy. So what is this? This is a German company that's coming in here, Bertelsmann Media, as I've read.
Well, and that's...
Go for it, yeah.
Sorry, that's the thing that nobody's talking about. If you look up any of these stories, of course, you know, the antitrust laws, the competition, Stephen King has come out and is speaking against this. He's saying it's bad for authors. But what's really bad for America is who is behind this. And that is correct. The parent company to Penguin Random House is a massive media conglomerate called Bertelsmann, and they are a German-owned business. Reinhard Mann is the principal owner. He has 20% of the shares, and then 80% of the shares are owned by a foundation called the Bertelsmann Foundation. And this is where it gets really interesting, because if you start to dig at the mission of the Bertelsmann Foundation, they are about as globalist as you can get. And they are right there in partnership with the Open Society Foundation, which is run by none other than George Soros. So this is where I, as a conservative, am raising the flags.
Yeah, it's actually what I did my own research. I looked it up myself, and lo and behold, there it was. Bertelsmann Foundation hosts George Soros for this particular evening and discussion and the like. And then you also note too, they're pushing all this kind of nonsense coming out of the UN, and they're clearly just this far left organization. And you're saying, in effect, that they're going to have, if this deal were to go through, 50% control over the American publishing market?
That's the scary part. Do we want a German organization tied to George Soros managing 50% of the publishing market? If you think there's been censorship, if you think there's been a pushback on the conservative voice, that for sure is going to be a massive channel for it. And I was surprised to see that nobody's really talking about it. But of course, unless you're passionate about it, you wouldn't really know. You wouldn't start kicking over those rocks. So that's where I was like, okay, conservatives, there's a couple things that we need to do here. And that is, we need to take a stand. We need to, vote with our voice and vote with our dollars. That's the most important part. If we stop funding all of these massive corporations and bring them back local, support the conservative movement, that's where we can really start to make a change.
Yeah. So this is, one of the key themes we talk about all the time on this channel is building a parallel police, building these parallel structures that are free from censorship, that celebrate faith, family, and freedom rather than denigrate it and the like. And so it sounds like that's what you're advocating here, that patriots start looking for other alternatives to publishing to fight back against this kind of conglomerates.
Yeah, no, 100%, on both sides. It's not good for business because it's like having mom and dad both competing to buy the same house. That's not, nobody's going to win there. But beyond that, it's having that outside influence, shutting down the free market and shutting down the conservative voice. So, that's where I'm so proud of what we're doing as a business. Silversmith Press, of course, right. Our label is just a nod to Paul Revere, the silversmith, who was announcing truth and waking people up. So that's what we want to do with our label and with our brand, and support local conservative businesses. And we support conservative authors as a publisher. And we're just launching our brand new bookstore. So if you want to be able to buy your books online, not just ours, but other best-selling conservative books, faith, family, and freedom based, we are making that available so that you don't have to go through some of the big corporations. I know a lot of people don't want to put their dollars that way. So we're doing our part to lean into the space, and we're inviting everyone to lean in as well and take a stand, buy those conservative books, buy, local products, support America, do your research. That's the other thing, is that, nowadays it does feel a little overwhelming, but I think it was Margaret Mead that said, never underestimate the power of a small group of people to change the world, because indeed it is the only thing that ever has.
Wow. Love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, you could have told that to 12 apostles 2,000 years ago. Absolutely. That's wonderful. And gang, if you're just joining us here, Joanna is going to be doing a free live webinar on Thursday, October 13th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Seating is limited, so you don't want to wait for that. So to make sure to click on the link below to join to see how you can publish your book literally in just a couple of weeks. What if I were to push back a little bit on that and just and respond by saying maybe that's not very realistic, what you're talking about? How's it possible for independent authors to be as successful as those who can get access to what you mentioned were the big 5 publishers?
No, that is a great question. And people come to me with that idea all the time. Like, oh, I need to go get, I need to get an agent, and I need to write book proposals, and I need to get to a big name publisher, and they will make me successful. I have done that route. I have taken authors that route, and it's a lot of work. And the first thing they're going to say is, let me see your marketing plan. They don't actually care about your book. They care about how many books you are going to sell for them, which is a huge misnomer. Some people think, well, the right publisher will make me successful, but the publishers are saying the right author with the right audience and the right following will make me successful. So it's kind of like this strange marriage where you wake up and go, oh, wait, who's responsible for the success of this book? And so publishers are leaning on you to be successful. And most people, if you have a passion and a message and you want to write a book, there's a lot to learn. To be able to do that. First, writing the book, getting it published, and getting it marketed. That is the most important part. There's 9 million books on Amazon, and probably a lot of them are great that you've never even heard of because there wasn't the proper marketing support. And this, I have a background in marketing, and my husband, who's my business partner and our creative director, he has a background in global marketing for major corporations. And so it cracked me up when I was working with one of those top 5 publishers who will remain unnamed. And I looked at the bios of the marketing team, and they all had literary degrees. And I thought, that's good that you have a literary degree, but how is that serving you as a marketer? And that was when I started saying, you know what, we might be able to help authors and support them in a little different way. So that's where we come in. We hold your hand through the process, through the writing process. Now, you said a couple of weeks, so it takes a little bit longer than a couple of weeks. The coaching program is 12 weeks, and I have taken people who've never written a book before with no experience through the writing process in that amount of time. And that kind of trips people's heads up because we think, oh, it takes years and years and years to write a book. Only if you don't know what you're doing and you've never done it before. If you have someone who can break it down for you and help draw that book out of you, it can get done very, very quickly. We have people, we did this event just in July, and I'm so excited that I have people who have only been in my program 6 to 8 weeks, almost finished with their first drafts. Super exciting. I'm so proud to share some of these stories and books with you as they unfold. Just passionate, powerful patriots. And then, we move you through the publishing process. We're full service publishing. We distribute you everywhere books are sold. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the expertise and the distribution power of a big 5 publisher, but you also get the boutique feel of a conservative kind of holding your hand through the process. So we love that. And then we also support with the marketing. We coach you on how to be successful organically. And if you were to have a paid strategy, and I have to run some stats, but our authors will typically sell their first week what most books sell over the lifetime of their production.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of that. And we know how to help authors launch in a really powerful way.
Yeah, I love how you're coalescing, as it were, your marketing strategy with Patriot support, basically, because faith, family, and freedom is all centered around community, and just you're part of that. You're creating this wonderful literary community among Patriot authors. It's just second to none. It's so cool. So, what can someone do right now to take a step forward, getting a book written and published?
Well, I just actually read this morning by Simon Sinek. What good is an idea if it stays an idea? Don't leave your idea in your head. Take action towards it. Take a step. Start by signing up for our free training. I'm going to deep dive into the process, answer some questions, dispel some myths. There's a lot of myths out there about the writing and publishing industry. And most people have this question like, oh, am I good enough? Could I do this? And so part of my program teaches you how to explore your market, your audience, refine your book topic, and really make sure that your book is positioned for success, because there is a conversation in the market about your topic. So if you lean into it and see where your voice fits in, then you can have a very successful book. So step 1 would be sign up. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't put it off. Don't tell yourself that you have to shut your life down for 6 months and go rent a cabin in the woods. You do not have to do that. You can write your book and live your life at the same time. I promise. And I will show you how. So yes, register today and then join us for the training. And you might be surprised at how quickly you can get your book done.
Absolutely. This is great. Gang, I cannot tell you what an amazing opportunity this is that Joanna's giving you. Again, we're not about doom and gloom here. We're all about taking action and discovering the amazing resources out there among fellow patriots to fight back. And that's exactly what Joanna is offering to all of us here. So if you want to leave a legacy by putting your ideas to paper and print, then you will absolutely want to click on that link below and join Joanna, and I'll be there as well. It's absolutely free live webinar on Thursday, October 13th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Seating is limited, so you don't want to wait. So make sure to reserve your seat right now by clicking on the link below. And together, we're going to learn how to impact the world and leave our own legacies by publishing our own books in literally weeks. So Joanna's step-by-step program really is amazing. She's helped countless people do it. So don't miss this opportunity. Make sure to click on that link below right now. Joanna, thank you so much for coming back. Sorry we had to talk about Soros and everything, but you're giving us a lot of hope.
Soros.
Yeah, sorry, Soros, right? But you are giving us a lot of hope in this crazy world. So I can't wait for the webinar.
Yes. Well, I am so excited. And thank you so much, Dr. Turley. It's people like you who are bringing the truth, which sets us free and makes a huge,
Amen.
huge difference. So little by little, we will turn this ship around. And I'm so excited to meet all of you who are going to join the training. I'm glad that you'll be there, Dr. Turley. We will have a great time, I promise. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Excellent, gang. Click on that link. I'll see you there. God bless.